Recording in progress.
Wow. All right. So on Wednesday, we did talk about equals, relations, and equations. That was section 8.2. And we did talk about some of the properties of equals relations, like the reflexive property where A is equal to A, the number is equal to that same number itself. Okay, and also the symmetric property where if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. And then finally, the transitive property, if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then A is equal to C. And we did talk about properties of equality for addition and multiplication. Also, we talked about the cancellation properties and zero product properties. And we went into solving equations with one variable and did several examples of those. And then I was dealing with application problems, that's word problems that are related, where you have to write the word sentence into an equation and solve for that. Okay, so I'm down to these last two examples here. And it says here a box contains 86 coins, only dimes and nickels. The amount of money in the box is $5.90. How many dimes and how many nickels are in the box? Okay, how many dimes and how many nickels are in the box? Right, so we have 86 coins of only dimes and nickels. So with this problem, we're going to let X, let's say, be the number of dimes in that box. I might need to do something else like this. And there we go. Let X be the number of dimes. And since there are 86 coins, if I let X be the number of dimes, then that means the remaining, what's left will have to be the number of nickels. Okay. And if this thing will ever, there we go. All right, so X is the number of dimes. That means the remaining 86 will have to be just 86 minus whatever the number of dimes are. That will be the number of nickels. And then the next sentence says here that the amount of money in the box is $5.90. Now we have to think of how much is a dime and how much is a nickel. All right, for a dime, that's 10 cents. So 10 cents would be 0.10 times the number of dimes, that's X, plus 1 nickel is 5 cents, so it'll be 0.05 times the number of nickels, that would be 86 minus X. And that does equal to the amount of money that's in that box, $5.90. So that's how we set up this equation. And then the next step would be to go ahead and solve this equation for X. And they did say how many dimes, how many nickels are in the box. So we're going to be looking for both the number of nickels and the number of dimes in that box. So here we're going to be using the distributive property. Let's see, 0.10x plus, and then 0.05 times 86. Be 4.3 and then minus 0.05 times X will be equal to $5.90. And then we solve for X. Well, combined like terms here, 0.10 minus 0.05, X will be 0.05X plus 4.3 is equal to 5.90. Now to get 0.05, that's by itself, what would I need to do here? 4.3 on both sides. So now 0.05x will be equal to 1.60. And then finally divide both sides by 0.05. And X will be equal to 32. Now we're not done with that problem yet, because X equals 32. We let X be the number of dimes. So that means that there are 32 dimes in that box. That would mean the remainder will have to be nickels. And the number of nickels is represented by 86 minus X. So what's 86 minus 32? 54. So in this case here, there are 54 nickels and 32 dimes in the box. Okay. Are there any questions about example number 8? I mean, number 7. Okay. All right, now example 8. Now, in this case, a farmer has 875 yards of fencing to enclose in a rectangular pasture for her goats. Since one side of the pasture borders a river, that side does not need to be fenced. And here's side B must be 3 times as long as side A. Find the dimensions of the rectangular pasture. Okay. So in this case, we're going to find those dimensions. All right, so in that problem, there's an 875 yards of fencing. One side of the pasture borders the river, so we're not going to fence that. But side B must be 3 times as long as side A. So I'll let S be, let's say, the length of side A. Now side B has to be 3 times as long as side A. So if side A is represented by S, then side B will have to be 3 times S. Okay. Now, if you notice in that picture there, you'll see that you do have side A on opposite sides of that rectangle. So that means side A is represented by S, and then this opposite side is going to be represented by S. So we have S plus S, and then plus Side B has to be 3 times the length of side A, so that's going to be 3S. And that's equal to 875 yards. So now that's our equation that we're going to solve for S in this case. All right, so what's 1S plus another 1S plus another 3S? 5S. So 5S is equal to 875. And then to solve for S, we divide both sides by 5. So that means S is equal to 175. I'm putting 175 yards because it is in yards. So that means side A at S equal the length of side A. Side A has to be 175 yards. And then for side B, that's 3 times S. So that means 3 times 175 is how much? 525. $525 yards. That would be the length of side B. And in this case here, if you were to do the check, pretty much if you add 175 yards to 525 yards, actually you have to add 175 twice. Okay, because side A has opposite sides. 175 and 175, that's 350 plus 525 would get you 825. I mean 875. Okay. So those answers there will be the correct dimensions needed. Okay, are there any questions about section 8.2? Dealing with algebraic thinking. Okay, so that will wrap up this section, section 8.2. And